Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Today, or should I say last time, I finished the Da Vinci disappearance. We were able to see the secret to the Pythagorean temple, and all there was really was that it showed some coordinates that would lead to somewhere, but we don't know where. Because as Ezio told Leonardo, it's not meant for us. Us as in themselves. But we will see at a later point. So today, I'm just going to talk about some of the other tidbits about the game and so on and so forth, its development and such like that. So before we start, let me look at the... Okay, so that'll take you to the DLC. This is if you all have a Uplay account and if you want to use your Uplay points to get additional stuff, but I'm not going to do that because I don't think I still have my Uplay account. So first let's...
Animi, as far as the eye can see, it's a beautiful sight, at least from up here. But I digress. Our engineers have spent countless hours perfecting this top-secret, state-of-the-art facility in order to house our most ambitious project to date. We have uploaded DNA from dozens of our most remarkable subjects and distilled the essence of their unique abilities. You stand in this room today because you have served us impeccably, need I say, loyally. Now it is time for you to become so much more. Your first time in the Animus will be disorienting. A few of you will panic. To adjust, focus on your training program. Some of you will be in teams protecting or desyncing a VIP, but most of you will be on your own. Be ready to receive assassination contracts while being targeted simultaneously. We feel it keeps you on your toes. Once you enter these machines and the transfer is complete, you will have the skills necessary to crush the remnants of the Assassin Order, ending this war once and for all. Any questions? Good. Let's begin.
So, I guess it will always replay no matter what. Now here's the thing. It's going to load this screen up for the multiplayer. Unfortunately, I cannot do the multiplayer. Mostly because the servers are long gone. And they also removed the multiplayer from the Ezio collection. But let me see if I can at least look at the customization options.
Welcome to the Animus.
For your first time, we advise you begin with an introduction. Sure. Oh. Hold on. It says searching for sessions, but the problem is that would include I'd have to join other people. But because again, yeah, so let's at least look at what we got. Controls. There is DLC content. And you can turn it on and off. I have update 3.0 on. This DLC patch of 1.1 contains a map, Mont Saint Michel, which is a cathedral of sorts near the coastline, and an advanced game mode. 2.0 contains Penenzia, and it contains Chess Capture and Advanced Alliance. I'm assuming Chess Capture is meant to be a sort of capture the flag. This one contains, yes, one map, and it has some more skins, the Pariah, the Marquise, the Dama Rosa, and the Knight, and 2 game modes, Escort and Assassination. No news available. Oh, okay. Oh, and it has Uplay as well there. Our struggle with the assassins has intensified. We must not allow them to interfere with the Templar agenda. You are one of the most promising employees, but we must hone your skills for the upcoming battle. You will be trained through one of the deadliest personas of the Italian Renaissance. Through Abstergo Industries, modern-day Templars have created multiple animi to serve as training simulators to their elite candidates. Each animus reveals long-lost Templar techniques and, through the bleeding effect, imprints them upon modern soldiers. The animus has been modified to construct elaborate training areas. The different characters you get to play as, 17, and some are through Uplay DLC. The Prowler, the Barber, the Priest, the Courtesan, the Noble, the Doctor, the Engineer, the Executioner, the Captain, the Smuggler, the Blacksmith. Keep in mind, these targets are actually based on the Templar agents that we've assassinated. The Footpad, the Thief, the Mercenary, the Harlequin, the Officer, the Heliquin, which is, I believe, yes, it is a female Harlequin. The Heliquin you can unlock by connecting to Uplay. I think, what happens if I press X? Oh, it just zooms in on it. Controls, controller, in-game display. Compass to show your target, the direction and distance. I'm glad it has this thing to tell you how to, like, do this. I never did get to play the multiplayer of Brotherhood or Assassin's Creed 2 or any of the others, really. It would have been really interesting. Profile customization. You can also get abilities and perks. And you can edit your persona, your avatar, with different gear, both cosmetic and such. Maps, here we are. Some of these, again, are DLC. So we got Firenze, St. Donato, Flore, Rome, Venice, Castello, Gandolfo, Siena, Monteglione, the leaderboards, and a lot of other interesting stuff. Let's look at the customization. So, I mean, I don't think it really matters which one I choose. Uplay. You unlock these when you reach level 15, 25, 35, and 45. Oh, here it is. So yeah. I am the Marquise. Advanced gear, superior gear, and elite gear, but these are when you unlock them at later levels. Same goes to the color. Progression. Leveling up, bonus description. Challenges, statistics, leaderboards, player leaderboards, and the Templar Great Pyramid. This would have been really interesting to play, but like I said, I never got the chance to back then. But it was a really, it was a fun little multiplayer mode thing that the Assassin's Creed games would introduce, really. Like, around this time period, like 2009, 2010, a lot of games were like, especially if they were a franchise, sometimes they didn't have a multiplayer mode, but if they had sequels, some games were given like an online multiplayer mode because it was becoming the big thing, mostly because of Call of Duty. Now, the thing I didn't know is when you get the Da Vinci disappearance, which also I would get the Animus 3.0 update, it actually allows you to play the Hazard game within the Sleeping Fox, and it adds a few other NPCs that I did not know. I thought that was always there because I bought any of the DLC before I actually properly got started here. So there's my percentage there, and you can see the date on when I'm playing this and when I last made any progress. Now, I can't sync to Project Legacy because, as it says there, it will connect to Facebook. It will connect to a Facebook account. And what Project Legacy is, as I try to get to it here. Legacy, here we are. Project Legacy. Legacy started way back in September 30th of 2010. In it, the idea was that players are recruits for Abstergo of their Project Legacy, which you would relive genetic memories of other individuals through a program known as DDS, or the Data Dump Scanner, which is an animus that would allow a person to relive the memories of someone who was not their ancestor. There were 3 memory sets you could do: the Italian Wars, Rome, and Holidays. The 4th memory, Divine Science, was released by Irido. Not Abstergo, but Iridio. It's a hacking collective. It is a hacking collective group. But they were trying to essentially, I believe, hack into Abstergo and, expose them and I guess dox every one of them and such. So therefore, the 4th one comes from them and not from Abstergo. I can read this whole thing if I wanted to, because they play a bit of a role later on, I believe. Divine Science. Okay, features. There's also promotional codes that you could have entered. Should you link, if you were to link Brotherhood with a Uplay account, you can actually train the assassin recruits within Project Legacy. And you can also unlock certain events within Legacy itself. And you can unlock a few things through it, which I will talk about in it as well. Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, Project Legacy shut down around, yeah. Well, actually, it was shut down if only because of, with Assassin's Creed Revelations. But, I will talk about that at a later point when we get to Revelations. But Legacy was shut down and removed in May in 2013 on May 15th. Mostly because the game no longer complied with their terms of services for Facebook applications, and it had not been updated recently. So therefore, yeah. I will now go within my profile here, and I will talk about some other little interesting tidbits. And by tidbits, more like the unlockable stuff. Both with and without DLC. So I will need a moment to get back to that. I'm on the Assassin's Creed Wiki, as always. Now hold on. So here's the thing. Before I talk about that, I swear, and I don't know how to trigger it, unless it just didn't feel like triggering for me, but once you complete the once you complete the Da Vinci disappearance, there should be a way to, like, trigger a cutscene here.
I cannot think of anything else to make for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Leonardo will say from here on out, but I swear there's a way to trigger a scene, which I'll have to show. Unless I have to show it on YouTube or something. But basically, it's where they have a conversation, and that's when Leonardo brings up the fact that he's trying to finish up his Mona Lisa painting, and as he's doing so, he kind of puts his arm on Ezio, and then when he brings up, Ezio's then like, don't let women distract you, and then Leonardo's like, oh, women have never been a distraction for me, as he puts his arm on Ezio, and then that's when Ezio's like, how can nobody be distracted by women? And then that's when Leonardo like awkwardly removes his arm. But yeah, I'll show it off if I can't. I just don't know why I can't trigger it for some reason. So, outfits. Yeah, let me go through here. The inventory. Because as you notice in my outfits, there's a few locked ones. The Draken armor here is part of the DLC you can download. It's actually based on Altair's armor to a degree, but it's just textured differently. So, here's a lot of the stuff we can unlock. The plain cape you get by default, obviously. We have the Altatori cape, which for that one, obviously, you rebuild all of Rome. I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, this one should be the Borgia cape. The House of Borgia cape. To unlock it, you gotta collect all 101 Borgia flags. It is just functionally identical to the Altatori cape, basically. Let's see. Another cape you can unlock is the Medici cape. You can find it as one of the artifacts, but you can have Ezio wear it. To unlock it, you have to sync your game to Assassin's Creed Project Legacy, and you need to complete the Altatori Mnemonic set. Mnemonic. I think the M is silent or something. I can't say it for some reason. The Medici cape doesn't do anything really. It's just strictly a cosmetic item. If you're playing the Ezio collection, you can unlock it through the Ubisoft Club and some other weapons as well. Another one through Project Legacy is the Venetian cape. And again, if you sync your game to Project Legacy, once you complete the memory set, it's just strictly cosmetic and nothing more. The Draken armor, as I said, was DLC. Other outfits you can obtain is you can actually get the armor of Altair. To get it, you can purchase it off of Uplay for 20 Uplay units. It's just strictly cosmetic. It's not like what it was in the previous game. It doesn't give you the invincibility or anything like that. You can also purchase and unlock Altair's robes. By the way, I should probably say I'm going to show images of these as well since I don't have any of them. Once again, Altair's robes, just purchase it on Uplay for 20 Uplay units. I might be able, I don't know if I could truly hook up to Uplay, but I do have some Uplay units, so I could potentially purchase these if I want. Anyway, Altair's robes, though, when you equip them, what they'll do is that it will actually change Ezio's model. It will load in Altair from the first game, and they've slightly tweaked it a bit to make it work better. So basically, the armor is if you want Ezio to wear the armor of Altair. Altair's robes is if you want to play as Altair. Another outfit you can unlock is the Florentine Noble attire. This one, again, purchase it on Uplay with 20 Uplay units. It's basically Ezio's outfit he wore at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 2 before he acquired his father's robes. And in fact, these outfits, minus Altair's appearance, are actually also usable and playable in the Christina memories. Like the armor of Altair is when you played the last one, and at the beginning of the game until it's lost and destroyed during the siege. And the Florentine Noble one is also during a repressed Christina memory. Much like I believe in Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2, you can play as Desmond in the Animus once you've obtained 100 synchronization in Sequence 8. It has to be 100% though. It's purely cosmetic. It makes you look like Desmond, and his style of walking and free running is also that of Desmond. Oh, a unique skin, which I'm going to assume is where I'm on the locked part, unless it's the Desmond one. The Raiden skin. Or should I say Raiden, not Raiden of Mortal Kombat, not Raiden, but Raiden of Metal Gear Solid. This outfit is indeed homage and reference to Raiden. Yep, even looks like him and everything. To unlock it, you need to finish all the training sessions within the Animus virtual program training. And therefore you will unlock it. It's pretty much, again, it's similar to Raiden's appearance. To Raiden, really. It's specifically, its appearance is similar to Raiden's appearance from Metal Gear Solid 4, The Guns of Patriots, which around this time, when the game came out, well, when Brotherhood came out at least, Guns of Patriots was already released at that time. It already been like a year or two since its release. And like I said, it's strictly cosmetic, even though it has Raiden's gear, like his high-frequency blade, and even his SOCOM pistol. You can't use any of it. And of course, as I said, you have the Draken armor, which again is through the DLC of the Da Vinci disappearance. trying to see what else. So yeah, there's the capes, and then the images, which I'll be able to show. There's also temporarily outfits, though, but you don't wear them. There's no way to unlock them. The one where Ezio was dressed as a Roman legionnaire for the Passion of Christ. Then his French captain armor from the Trojan Horse and Au revoir. And then his Borgia captain armor after he kills Luigi. And when he's shirtless, but that's when you're in the Fight Club minigame, and his brief arrival in Rome. The unhooded armor of Altair, which is during sequence 1, and the final Christina memory, and the siege clothing during that moment. But none of those are unlockable, but they have their images here, though. Now here's one that's, hold on, not in items, but supplies. Here's one that's bugging me. I've been trying to look up what this item is in supplies, and I can't, and I just don't know what it is. My only guess is it is potentially maybe the Apple of Eden, but I don't know if that's what it is or not. It probably is. So there's that. Not weapons. Well, by weapons, I'd have to go to the, I'd have to go to the hideout for that. So, you know what? Let's go to the hideout real quick. Mostly because I want to see if Ezio has, possibly a painting of Cesare Borgia. So, as I get there, really there's not a lot to talk about the game's development, because there's just not really a lot of it in terms of story and stuff like that. All I can say is that there was one major element that they had to alter. And I'm sure it's something that you guys might have noticed yourself, especially if you've seen me play Assassin's Creed 2. So, and that one would be, as I try to load it up here, let's see, Assassin's Creed 2. Alright, here we are. Well, we're at least here. Oh, I guess we also have the other Leonardo paintings as well. All of our assassins and the crest we have. So let's see if we truly have all the weapons. Yes, we do. We have all these weapons. This one's empty. Why is this one empty? I would assume it might have to do with, maybe shop quest. Because, yeah, this one's empty too. Either shop quest or maybe part of the Uplay, but I wouldn't know. Well, okay, the Dagger of Brutus is right there at least. Well, I can at least say I got pretty much all the weapons, save for a few that aren't showing for some reason. See, the Sword of Altair. I think some of those missing ones come from Shop Quest. Well, at least I got all the heavy weapons here. But the problem is, I can... Wait a minute. Oh. I think I know... I think I may know, but it doesn't matter. It's not like I need all the weapons. see the ceremony room. Hey, someone's hanging out here. Oh, that's right. Silly me, I forgot. Cheats. Before I talk about more of the development, I wanted to talk about the cheats, because I did briefly talk about them, but I didn't like fully talk about it. Oh, that one I may have to talk about, because I'm also noticing something here as well. Before I do that, let me backtrack just a tiny bit and go back to Assassin's Creed 2 so I can... Yeah, okay. So, cheats. Good thing I still have the Brotherhood page here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to type it in. So, to unlock these cheats, you have to basically get 100% of the synchronization and all of the, there we go. In each of the memory sequences. But only when you're replaying them, though. So in each of these sequences here, I only completed sequence 1 and got the synchronization out of that, but for sequence 1, if you can 100% sync all of them, all of the memories, the cheat is Ride the Unicorn. What that one will do was that it will turn all horses into unicorns, and there will be a lightning effect on all your weapons. Sequence 2 will give you the cheat Buns of Steel. What that one does is that it will make Ezio immune to all damage. Complete sequence 3 and you get Killing Spree. And what this one will do was that when you're fighting enemies, Ezio will be able to execute his enemies instantly. Therefore, he doesn't have to build up the streak with it. Complete sequence 4 and you get Sisterhood. What this one will do is that it will make all the Assassin's Guild recruits female. I mean, technically you can do that without the cheat. You can just simply target specific, citizens and just try to get an all female if you want. Completing sequence 5 will get you the ultimate guild. It will instantly raise any of your assassin's recruits to the max amount. And completing sequence 6 gets you Calling All Assassins, in which there is the cooldown timer for the assassin's recruits. So, very fun cheats to have, but nothing too special. Now, as I was gonna say, one story element that I know about this game's development, and I think it's the only interesting thing really, is, and I briefly talked about this, and I think I even sort of mentioned it back in Assassin's Creed 2, was that Rosa was the young woman that Ezio met during his time in Venice. And she was the one who taught him how to do the climb leap move, which is such a wonderful move to know. Such a wonderful move to know, and it's really sad because of the way how when they when they interact with one another, just the way they interact one another, they had a very flirty relationship, and it's very strong with Ezio. And that Rosa would have probably been one of his main love interests. But this came from the fact that her voice actress, Lita Teresia. Lita Teresia, I think is how you say her name. Let me look her up just real quick. What? There we are, yeah, thank you for correcting me. Oh no, she doesn't even have like a Wikipedia article. But she at least has a page here on the Assassin's Creed Wiki. Born in 1997 before dying in 2010. She was an actor and a singer, and she did Rosa's voice as stated. She does look like Rosa, like facial-wise. She was a vocalist for the indie rock band La Nouva P, and they released their album Simple. She then started her acting career in the TV movie False Pretenses, where she was just a waitress. And then she did other like small roles in movies and TV, but she starred in Durham Country in 2007. She then died in 2010, June 21st, in a vehicle accident, and she was in a coma for 2 days before she passed away. And it was because of her death that, I mean, they could have recast Rosa with a different actress, really. But they decided to pay respect by just simply not having Rosa reappear at all. Which is sad, because Ezio really does need a love interest during a time like this. That said, though, she is mentioned in the novels, though, in the novelizations, it's mentioned that once Claudia becomes an assassin, Rosa takes over for Claudia with the Rosa and Fiore. That actually, yeah. Had Letta not passed away, Rosa, it would make sense for the brothel to be named Rosa and Fiore. So now it just makes extra sense and making it extra sad at the same time. You know, I did say I wanted to see if I can find, paintings. Well, there's Rodrigo. Of course, we didn't kill him, though. Lucrezia, who is still there. Is that? Nope. Why did I think that was Cesare? There he is. Alright, well, yep. Fine works of art we have here. Now, another thing that, and I really don't want to talk about it, though, to be honest, is in regards to Lucy's death. I don't know how true this is, but the reason that they killed Lucy off was that it came down to disputes of Christian Bale's payment. She wanted to renegotiate the terms of her contract, and because of that, they didn't want to pay her more, apparently. So because of that, they just decided to kill off Lucy when they just couldn't come to an agreement. Though, well, yeah, I will just leave it at that. And I don't know how true that is. It's kind of sad if that is the case, but at least Christian Bale would see some success elsewhere that isn't with Assassin's Creed, with doing with doing Anna, at least in Frozen and everywhere else, really. So, I believe that's it. I don't think I have anything else I want to share. I'm trying to think off the top of my head to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I do believe, yeah, I got nothing left I wish to share. I normally don't write notes for these things, so I hope I'm not missing anything, but with that, that will do for this episode of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And that will do for the game itself. I hope you all enjoyed my Let's Play of Brotherhood. Honestly, I mean, other than the fact that it felt great to get back into doing an Assassin's Creed game, Brotherhood was still a rather fun game, all in all, despite how short it is compared to the other ones. And it really added some good improvements and other little interesting tidbits here and there. And it really does continue Ezio's story pretty well, because I do believe at this point there were two teams really, where one team was working on Assassin's Creed 3 while the other team was more or less expanding on with Brotherhood and soon to be Revelations. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And so as for what my next game will be, let's just say it's a beloved classic on my PS2. Okay, maybe not beloved classic would be the right words for some case of it, but a very beloved game on the PS2. Well, it was also on Xbox as well, but because I have the PS2 version, you know what I mean. So, that is it. And I will see you guys in the next one, and you'll get to see something interesting for the end slate, so you'll see. Well, see you guys next time.
Ezio Auditore. Brave of you to stand alone against me, but also quite foolish. Assassin.